Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. It is Champions League time once again in the decisive second leg match against Manchester United, coming this time live from the Camp Nou stadium. This is a colossal game in our season. We have to get to the semi-finals. That is the target, the minimum that we've set this season. Get past the quarter-final stage. The semi-final is on the horizon. We have a lead here. We're bringing it back home. Now we must see the job through, but not only see it through, we want to see here a statement win, a statement performance against Manchester United. It starts right here. Coming up is the match preview. Let's do this! Today's video is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can find once again, guys, in the description down below if you want to download it. And certainly, like I say, so much Champions League action going on, so much to play for still in the quarter-final ties. You look at Ajax there against Juventus, so finely poised in the other quarter-final tie on that same night as ours. Stay updated on that one. 1-1 as it stands. Massive, massive game there. And if you look at your guys' predictions coming into this game, over half of you believe we're going to win here by not only win, but win by 3+ goals. Massive confidence, massive expectation. The Barcelona players have to deal with that, and only 3% of you believe that we won't progress on the night against Manchester United. And kick off for the big one, for the colossal tie here. It's going to be packed at the Camp Nou. You make no mistake about that. Kick off there coming to us at 9 PM local time. Do not miss it. And coming into this one, like I say, guys, we are prepared absolutely fantastic. You look at our game at the weekend against Huesca on Saturday. We played on the same day as United did this week. They've had much less rest coming into this one than they did the first leg. And certainly, we've had a lot more. I would say, out of the team that played against Huesca, the only player who started that game who's going to play in this one is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Every other outfield player had a rest. They had a day off. They got refreshed. Either they came on the bench or they didn't play whatsoever. We are going to be ready. And I'm absolutely sure here we are going to see a very, very different game. Maybe not a different result in terms of the way that we're going to win, but also a very different way that we're going to see us win against United than what we did in the first leg. It wasn't convincing. It wasn't the Barça that we knew. We still got the result. It gives us that boost now. Coming into this game, now we'll see the real Barça. As for United, who struggled past West Ham on Saturday by 2-1, and once again at Old Trafford, just like against us, they ended the match with less possession than their opponents. Their opponents there on the day were West Ham, in 11th place in the Premier League, still had more of the ball than them, and it was only courtesy of 2 Paul Pogba penalties that got them through that game. And likewise, we've heard all about United's huge away wins at Juventus in the Champions League this season, and of course, against PSG, and even more so now we've heard about them in the build to this one. They're billing this again as a potential comeback for Man United. We must stop that. But even in those games against Juve, against PSG, United scored there against Juventus from a free kick goal and then from a Bonucci own goal. Against PSG, it was yet again another last-minute penalty to get them out of trouble. United have certainly had their fair share of luck in the Champions League this season, but we must put an end to that. We cannot make a single mistake defensively on the night. Deal with aerial balls. Don't give away penalties. Don't give away free kicks and corners. Defend like our lives depend on it, just like we did in the first leg. Not a single shot that we allowed on goal. Do the same at the Camp Nou. Stay switched on. And do you know what Solskjaer said in the build-up to this one? He said in the first leg, we certainly had Barcelona flustered at times at Old Trafford, and I can kind of agree with him there. At times, they did rattle us, but at the end of the day, they still had no shots on target. And he then went on to say, yes, Barcelona controlled the game towards the end of the match, but they had possession in their own half, and they never really bothered us in our own half. And what I would say to that is, we scored a goal. We scored a goal, and it may have been an own goal, but we cut apart there the Man United team. Busquets into Messi, stunning ball there to Suarez, unmarked at the back post. We cut United apart in that moment, and what we have to see now is a response in this game to all the smack talk, all the nonsense that we've heard from the English media. We hit back at United. We do it right now. And with regard to the Barcelona team in this game, there are 3 massive decisions that Ernesto Valverde has to make according to the Spanish media. The 3 places here in this team that are up for debate: at right back, in centre midfield, and the left there of the front 3, the extra attacker in this game. What is going to happen in those positions? Here, it could be Semedo Roberto. Here, it could be Arthur Melo or Arturo Vidal. And here, it could be Ousmane Dembele or Felipe Coutinho. And before I even put them in, you knew that it was coming. Semedo at right back for me, Arthur Melo in midfield, and Ousmane Dembele must be a part of that front 3. We saw him start against Huesca. We saw him have a really good hour where he gathered that fitness, really getting that match sharpness out there on the pitch. He must start here because he adds an entirely new dimension to this team, no doubt about that. And that team there, that team will take care of United. It will get the job done. So many threats, the element of control in midfield, good solid defensive unit there. That would be my team to face United. United's team, though, is a lot more difficult to predict simply because at left-back there is a real debate over what they're going to do, simply because Luke Shaw is suspended. They don't really have another left-back available to come in and play there, so it's going to be somebody who's playing out of position. I've gone here with Ashley Young, who was really poor in the first leg at right-back, so I would love to see him out of position on the left-hand side, with Dalot here, who's done well for United, coming in at right-back. I'd say the same with the centre-backs, Smalling and Lindelof, then McTominay in midfield. Matic is in their squad, but I think McTominay played so well in that first leg, he's most likely to start here at the Camp Nou. Pogba and Fred either side of him again were good in that first leg, and I just think United here in these kind of areas, they're going to go with as much pace as they possibly can, because I think in this game they're going to have a lot more chances to counter-attack than they did at Old Trafford. Lukaku was pretty ineffective in the first half, and for that reason I think there Solskjaer is going to go with Lingard, Martial, Rashford, try and get as much pace as he possibly can in that front line, and Alexis Sanchez is also back in the United squad for this game. And I think what we're going to see when it goes head-to-head is something like this. With Dembele, like I say, it adds an entirely new dimension to our team out here on the left-hand side. Somebody who can get in behind United. What we're not going to see is United playing such a high line that they did at Old Trafford. They were right up here in the first leg. They're not going to be able to do that with Dembele trying to get in behind them. What we're going to see here from United is them sitting much, much deeper in the field. That's going to mean for us a whole lot more control. That's what we missed out on in the first leg. We didn't have the element of control in midfield. We didn't have the players who were really going to press high and get us up the field. But what I'm saying here is when we are high, when we are getting that control of the ball, when we are really pinning United in here in their own half, and that will happen, no doubt about that, what we are going to see is a high line from Barcelona, and then suddenly the shoe is on the other foot. United, like I say, will go with a lot of pace. They'll have Martial here who can get in behind them. They'll have Marcus Rashford who can certainly do that as well, and Lingard coming from deep with those runs. He will hurt us in behind if we do allow them that space. What you've got to do then is take control. You've got to make sure that you're very careful in possession. This midfield here has got to be electric. Busquets is looking for an improved performance. Arthur as well. Rakitic as well in that midfield. The entire midfield really from that first leg. They've got to raise their game, raise their level. But like I say, Dembele is the man for me who will cause so many problems. And the simple reason for that for me is all about width. All about really stretching that pitch, making sure really we're really stretching United to the maximum in a high pressure situation away from home. Make them work and make them work hard. Because in the first leg, it was all about this. It was far too narrow right from the get-go from Barcelona. And when you play narrow, when you're like that, when you're really compact here, it gives United the perfect opportunity there to really be nice and narrow, nice and compact, nice and organised. When you really reduce the pitch, they've got a lot less there of space and areas to mark and really clamp down on. That's what they did so well. We were so narrow. We didn't really have anybody here. It was Coutinho on the night to really stretch them out wide. It was very narrow here. Even the fullbacks hardly got involved because we didn't have that element of control. We couldn't really set up those attacks and sustain them in United's half. And they were very happy to do this. Fred, Pogba, they tucked in nicely there. They had the players who can track back and really stop Barcelona. And all it was doing time and time again was coming back into this midfield area, and we'd lose it because we were so narrow. In this game, you're going to have Ousmane Dembele, who is going to hold his width. He's so good at doing that. He's tactically very disciplined. As the season has gone on, he's learned. He's going to be wide here. He's going to be able to bring Alba into play, who we hardly saw in the first leg. And likewise, if Ashley Young is at left back, I would be saying to Messi, you stay out there. You stay wide. Don't need to come inside. We're going to try and have much more of the ball, so you don't need to come deep and get it. What you're going to do instead is go man-to-man straight on Ashley Young. Time and time again, get him running at that left back, whoever it is, they're going to be uncomfortable. And then you've got Semedo, whether it's Semedo or Roberto, on the overlap, in the wider areas in this game. We have to make it count. That is the area for me. United can be targeted. You're going to have somebody there in the left back area who is not going to be playing well. They're not going to be comfortable. We have to go for those areas. With Dembele, with that pace, with the element of control we're going to have more of the ball, we're going to have more domination, more time in United's half. Stretch that pitch, work United hard, and target those weaknesses. And with that in mind, guys, we move on now to my score prediction. And like yourselves, I am confident here. Yes, in the first leg, we didn't step up to the level we expected to see from Barcelona, but they won't let you down twice. They won't come across here in two legs and let you down again. At home, in front of an expecting crowd, a full Camp Nou, expect here a victory and expect a magical performance. I'm going here, Barcelona 3, Manchester United 0. We are going to do this. Do not question it. And so this here, guys, brings to an end my build-up for the Barça versus Man United game, and yes, this time around, it's just one video, the match preview. That's all we've got here. I've got tactical analysis in this video, and the reason I've done this is, it's just 6 days later. 6 days later here, straight away now, back into the second leg. We spoke about what Barcelona have to do. We've spoken about what we expect them to do. Now, let's see it happen. Let's see them raise their game, rise to the occasion, and book our place in the semi-finals. And then, of course, you can expect so much more. I'll see you tomorrow, guys, for the big game itself. Enjoy the occasion. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça.